All right, so next is just going to be talking about the phases and what they're looking for, kind of tactics-wise. You'll feel out the timeline in each phase on how they want certain things, but in general, we want to bring up Darby first because you want to get out of Darby. You brief it like you're briefing someone who has no clue how to do it. Like they are brain dead.
You are hitting every single little detail you possibly can. It's basically a regurgitation of the classes that you're getting.
And you're essentially teaching a class, which I think a lot of people, it's hard to get into that mindset because you have to describe how you get into support by fire.
When you're PL, you're making your money at the scheme of movement and maneuver sections specifically. More details better than less there. Your OPORD, I mean, they normally take about an hour or so. So make sure you take your time with it and go over every single little thing. Talk about, this is like for the leaders recon. Okay, this is when I'm going to set in the S&O, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab the squad leaders, and then you just keep going through everything as in depth as you can.
Yeah, the OPORDs will feel like they take forever, and they'll get shorter as you go along because, but it will take forever. Use examples. Like I know I had a weasel look during the OPORD, and I brought and you'll make these things called like a loom spoons, where you put some loom tape on the inside of a spoon, and that's how you mark like where your support by fire is going to be. I physically showed that. I got a good comment about that in my AAR about that. So, like, you want to teach it like you're teaching a class, like you're teaching someone dumb. It's infuriating, but don't keep that mindset when you go into mountains. And This is kind of the big thing. They don't want a class anymore when you get to mountains.
They want you to take it and make it your own plan, and with that, it's personal. You have names for everybody. Who's on your EPW team? It's Ranger this and Ranger that. It has to be specific for all of that, and so it can be hard to get out of that Darby mindset if you're teaching a class, and instead you're sort of telling a story of what these people are specifically doing and why they're doing it. Why are they going there and setting in facing this position? Well, because we want to have the most effective fires on the enemy here. So that you'll get dings if it just comes off like a class, like they actually hate it. You'll think that there's times where it's like, oh, this is a pretty good OPORD brief, like hit everything and know what I'm doing. They're like, yeah, that was terrible. You're just teaching a class. We don't want that anymore. So make sure when you get into mountains that it's personal at this point and everybody has a name.
Yep. And that kind of brings us to the last phase, Florida. Florida, you get the most freedom. Like, I would say you have a lot of freedom to do, like, a lot of things. Like, we asked the cadre, like, hey, can we consume our second MRE around lunchtime instead of waiting until nighttime? And they're like, yep, as long as, like, that's a platoon SOP and everyone's following it. Like, you get a lot of freedom when you get to Florida, and so that also comes down to, like, the OPORD, where it should be a quick OPORD. You can sacrifice things on the OPORD.
It's going to be quick. You're going to say a lot of things per SOP, and as long as you do have it written down and everybody knows what the SOP is, then they're fine with that. And again, you're telling a story. You're going really in depth with the enemy. You're going to tell a story for them as well, and you're not going to be doing checklist stuff anymore. When they see you doing checklist stuff, they're actually going to get pretty mad at you because they know you're just kind of playing the game at that point instead of making decisions that make sense. So it's very freeing in order to do that. But again, it can be hard to get out of that mindset of this. I do this at this point and then this at this point. And just a quick example is every time you stop after a major movement, you're supposed to conduct SILs. Well, we're doing a battalion attack on like day 5 or something, the FTX, and the PL stops to conduct SILs, but there's another platoon directly in front of us moving, making a ton of noise. So the RS start yelling. It's like, are you just playing the game with us? You're just conducting SILs just to say that you did it, or does it make sense to do it? And so it didn't make sense to do it there because you have a platoon moving right in front of you. But that's just an example of the checklist. Don't do checklist once you get into mountains in Florida. They don't like it.
And you'll get better. Like, you may feel like you're not learning anything. I promise you, you're learning something, and your platoon, you as the individual, your squad, and your platoon is going to get better and better as you move through the phases. So like you will get better at briefing an OPORD. You will get more experience and stuff like that. You might get better in just helping out in the creation of an OPORD. So just know that like the expectations are higher, but you're getting more freedom to treat it like it's real life.
Yes, treat it like it's real. They say it, and you hate it every time they say it, but that's the best advice. Is honestly just treat it like it's real. Stop looking for checklist stuff. Stop waiting until the next MRE. Just do the mission. Do what you're supposed to do. Be a good guy, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, and you'll be able to make it.